kind of feel naked. Anyway, we're back out here. We're hitting the road. So stay tuned.
Right across these plains and prairies, rocky mountain highs, fade off into the distance like ghost riders in the sky. Black smoke and white line, steel horses side by side. It's more than just a living, y'all. Hell, it's our way of life. We're the last of the cowboys, the giddy up gone boys. 18 wheels on the concrete, it's a slow and dying breed, rolling like Jesse James, modern day outlaw game. If you're out here riding with me, come on back and make some noise. We're the last of the cowboys. It's a family tradition, diesel's running through our veins. Our daddy showed us the ropes, we were born in the fast lane. Branded by our heroes, taught to saddle up and move.
Well, it took 2 weeks off and got the APU worked on. It ended up costing me about $1,600 to get done. I just let them fix anything and everything they could possibly find. I didn't care, I just wanted it done. And supposed to have jury duty, ended up only having to go there one day, and then they sent me home. So finished out that week, and then decided to hit the road this week. I was supposed to have a load yesterday. I was picking up in Orlando and going over to Sarasota, and just as I'm about 5 miles away from picking it up, the agent calls me and tells me that they can't unload me till 11 o'clock the next day, when it was supposed to be at 9 o'clock in the morning. So I told her that wasn't going to work, because I had to pick this load up that I'm on right now in a Popka, and it was I only had till noon to pick it up. So they basically took me off that load. So I'm waiting to see if they're going to give me a truck order not used, because that wasn't my fault. The original schedule was to be offloaded at 9 o'clock in the morning, which would have given me plenty of time to go over and pick up this load. So anyway, we've went over to the crematorium and picked up an oven. So, and delivering this to Sydney, Nebraska on Monday. So I've got a long weekend run here. So we shut her down here in Georgia this afternoon. And that's where we're at right now. So I'll check back in with you later. Hey guys, I'm sorry that I haven't done much video. It has been crazy since I left the house. When I left, I had first load that I had picked out was a quick load. I was supposed to pick up in Orlando and deliver over in Tampa, and then the next day pick up a load in a Popka, and then that was coming up here to Sydney, Nebraska. The first load, 5 miles from it, they decide they're going to take me off a load, and then they're trying not to pay me a tonneau charge, which is a truck order not used. I picked up the second load, or I picked up the load in a Popka. I brought that up here to Sydney, Nebraska, and in the morning on my way in to deliver it, what it was is these are cremation ovens for funeral homes. So I picked one of those up. I am probably about 60 miles from delivering, and I get a phone call from the agent asking me if I'm having problems with my e-logs, and I was kind of like, no, I'm not having problems with my e-logs. She asked if I was going to make it on time. I said, yes, I'll be there on time. And she goes to tell me that the other driver, because there was 2 of these units being delivered, the other driver basically ran out of hours. So I just, I said, yeah, I'm not having any problems with my e-logs. I'll be there on time. About 20 minutes later, Tim calls, which is my coordinator, and asks what it would take for me to go back and get that guy's unit also. Basically take my trailer, drop it there, run up, get his, and bring it back. So I basically looked, wanted to know how many miles it was, and I wasn't, going to try to take advantage of the situation, really. I mean, I was like, I wanted to get paid for the day. So I told them $500. So they agreed to that. So I don't know how this guy, he's new, and I don't know if he's just never done e-logs before, but he didn't realize he wasn't getting any hours back. Needless to say, I had to drive from Sydney back to Hershey, Nebraska, get his trailer, and take it and get it delivered. I wanted to get footage of this thing being off-hauled, because if you look at my intro, you will see that there's the small little clips of when I've had one of those before being taken off, because it takes a big crane to do it. But anyway, I get it there and get his there, and basically have to pull his in first, untarp the whole thing. They pull it off. I take take all his stuff, put it on deck, strap it down, take his trailer, drop it off at a storage facility, and then go get my trailer, and then drive it in there for them to take it off. And then them taking off the first unit, which was his, the crane, when he went to pull out, basically caved in the concrete underneath the truck. So there was a big old 2-foot hole. But in the time frame that I went to go drop his trailer off and pick mine up, they had called in a dump truck with gravel rock to dump into that hole, because his unit was the light one, mine was the heavy one. So his only weighed 13,000, mine weighed 22. But they got it off. They had that thing in the air, and I left. I was gone. They already signed my paperwork. So, and what was funny is that on the way to go get his, I had called Tim to ask him about the tonneau charge, whether I was going to get it or not. And he's telling me how, he sent 5 emails and nobody's gotten back to him. Did I want to talk to the agent? It's like, sure, let me talk to the agent. So I get the agent on the phone, and she's saying, well, because you didn't get on site, we're not going to pay you. I was like, well, that's the wrong answer. I said, you realize that I'm the driver right now that you guys just called to ask to go get this load and deliver it for you, and now you're telling me you're not going to pay me for the tonneau for going for that other load? I said, you got to work with the drivers. As if I don't get a tonneau charge, I'll never do a repower again. At least for them. Why would I help them out? I mean, the only reason I continue to do this was to help the driver out, because the driver literally probably would have been back charged for a crane coming back out, and he would have ended up sitting for a day or 2 days until they could get a crane back out there. Now, this isn't all his fault. This wasn't like his truck broke down. This was the driver ran out of hours. It was his fault, period. But anyway, I get that taken care of. Then I can't find a load out of Sydney, of course. So I end up setting up there, getting a reset. I needed to get a PM done on my truck. So I got the PM done. I needed 4 new tires for the front axle on the trailer. So I went ahead and got that done. And then I got this load here.
Here's our load. I won't say what that looks like, but that's all we're carrying and taking this to Chicago. I went and got some new tires, and I'll explain that. I'll check back in with you guys here in a little bit. But I got the front axle tires all replaced. So, but yep, this all deck wide open. That's the only thing I'm carrying.
I picked this load up. It was just west of Glenwood Springs, and it is a bandsaw. When I first seen the load, they really didn't know the dimensions. They said it was 40,000 pounds. It was going to be top heavy. I was still like, fine. It got me out of there and got me back, towards this way, because this delivers in Chicago tomorrow. So I get there, and you can see it's a tiny little thing. I don't think this thing weighs 5,000 pounds. So I had them stick it right up on top of my drives so I could tarp it. That way no wind is catching it, and I've been able to just boogie it along. So great fuel mileage, and it paid decent for coming out of Colorado. So, and like I said, I'll deliver this in Chicago tomorrow morning, and then I don't have a reload for tomorrow. Everything that they showed right now I really didn't like. So we'll see what pops up in the morning. But anyway, I do apologize. Like I said, it's just been crazy since I've come out of home time. So give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, I don't care. Hit the subscribe button. If you got any questions, put them down in the post and I'll get you answers as soon as I can. So anyway, be safe out there, keep the shiny side up, and we'll talk to you next time.